Welcome back, aspirants, to our innovative channel Syllabus Coach, which has been presenting the unique series to revise and revisit NCERTs in a span of 10 minutes. So, here we are starting with the Polity 6th class. These are the unique features you all know of our NCERT series, which helps you to prepare for NCERTs as the basics of the following government exams. So, join our Telegram group for the daily NCERT real-time quizzes as well as current affairs daily MCQs. So here we have covered all the 5 chapters of NCERT Classics Polity. Go to your YouTube channel if you have missed out any. Those are very valuable lessons. Now we came to the chapter 6, Rural Administration. Friends, our syllabus coach team has linked this chapter to two different topics into different papers of UPSC mains. That is GS2 Polity and Governance as well as GS4 Ethics paper. In a polity and governance paper, we have linked to this topic called structure, organization, and functioning of the executive. Many of you might have getting the doubt how this executive can be linked to this rural administration. Friends, executive is not just prime minister and chief minister. Friends, executive is any government servant. Executive is any employee working for the government, taking the government salary, or working on the behalf of the government, like in aided institutions, etc. So if you go to your rural village, if you find any administration, that can be VRO, that can be Panchayat Secretary, that can be Sarpanch, that can be even police. So all these are rural administrators, friends. So they are all coming under the executive, right? So coming to the ethics paper, when you move into the public administration as a public servant, you will be getting a lot of ethical dilemmas and conflict of interest that will be dealt in the ethics paper. In that sense, rural administration chapter 6 itself is the basic chapter for these two key issues. So now I have quickly given you a reference from a 2017 ethics question. This is the first time I am giving you an ethics question reference in our NCERT video series. Read the question carefully. Conflict of interest in the public sector arises when official duties, public interest, and personal interest are taking priority one above the other. How can this conflict of administration be resolved? Describe with an example, 150 words, 10 marks. Aspirants, I suggest all of you to give your answer. I will take up 1 to 2 of your answers and give feedback in the next upcoming lessons. So seriously give your answer. This seems to be a very big and complex question, but not that complex, friends. In reality, you just think of any example of any public servant, whether it is a police, whether it is an IAS officer, or whether it is a municipal commissioner of your town, right? Take that example and think what are his official duties, what is his duty, what he has to do in public interest, and what he might do. For example, if some bad officers or some corrupt officers are there, he will do something in favor of his personal interest. So when one interest takes the priority above the other, what will happen? What are the conflicts arising? And what are the solutions we have to deal with that? So take one example and try to answer this. I will be giving you the feedback. So now coming into the questions of the lesson particularly. The first question, friends, who is the in charge of a police station? Who is the in charge, friends? Many of us know that an inspector is generally an in charge of a police station or sub inspector, but there is a common term for that many of us don't know. He is called or she is called the station house officer, SHO. Remember this term? This is the exact terminology the police officers use, station house officer. And who is the station house officer? That can be an inspector rank or an SI rank. So friends, if you go to a police station, if you want to know whether he's an inspector or SA, how can you identify? They have the insignia or the collars here. On the right and left, they will be having a collar stripes. That is called the insignia of the police. So for SA, there will be 2 stars. That is a pentagon star. There will be 2 stars. For inspector, there will be 3 stars. So without asking them, next time if you go to a police station, see the insignia and know whether he's an inspector or SA. But whoever he is the station house officer. So the law in India permits a station house officer to conduct the investigation of the crimes. So whether you are a victim or you are a relative of a victim and you have gone to a police station and you have filed a complaint, so the police station will file an FIR, first information report. And who has the legal power to conduct the investigation? Yes. So SHO of that station has the legal power. So in our movies, whether it is southern movies or north movies, the SI or the inspector rank is most powerful. Many movies depict this. In the real life heroes also, the police are our real life heroes, friends. Whichever part of India you're coming from, north, south, east, west, northeast, police play an important role in our lives. So here I wanted to give you a recent example which inspires you. Preetika Yashne is India's first transgender police officer who took charge as a sub-inspector in Tamil Nadu, very close to Chennai. She has taken that. So police ranks, friends. Here I want to make you aware. This is not at all related to the lesson, but you should be aware of these ranks. Just have a glance. So this is the rank structure starting from constable to DGP. Have a glance, and you should also know the insignias. So friends, I want to make you aware that from inspector to below, inspector to constable, these are the non-gazetted officers, friends. Okay, they can't sign with green ink and they have less powers. And from DSP rank to upwards up to DGP, these are all called the gazetted officers. So in non-gazetted officers, you will be having these insignias. Read about them in Wikipedia, and above they will be different insignias. So just looking at the insignias on the right and left collar stripes, you can identify them. You need not ask them, sir, who are you and what is your rank? So that will make you look awkward when you ask them. So please be aware because you are preparing for civil services. What are the roles of police in India? Friends, there are a lot of roles of police. We are not writing an essay. So I have just taken two important things. The first and foremost is maintaining the law and order. The second thing, investigating crimes, and a lot of things. The present forensics have come, traffic, and a lot of things have come. But here I want to make aware of another aspect, friends. Many of us think that police are only residing and working for the state governments like Andhra, Telangana, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, etc. But that's not only the issue, friends. Police are also extending into the central forces. So, friends, many of us think that just army is working at the borders, but not that's not the only true fact. There are many other central police forces like the Assam Rifles, Border Security Force, CASF, CRPF, ITBP, NSG, SSB. Many of them works at the borders like Assam Rifles Northeast, CRPF in the Naxal areas, BSF, Pakistan border, ITBP, China border, SSB, Nepal border. So these are working not just at the borders but at the critical areas where Naxals are present or where possible terrorist attacks may hamper. That's why you should know that police are not just state police. Police are also extending into the central forces. These seven police forces are being employed by the central government and they will be funded by the central government. Whereas the state police we see they are funded by the state government. You should know this. Now, coming into the revenue administration, which is also an important part in rural administration. Who keeps land records and updates them? That is patwari or VRO. He is known in different names. So he is the main officer at the village level. So what are the main works of patwari responsible for organizing the land revenue, providing information to government, and so on? What are the various functions of a Tahsildar? Tahsildar is called as the Mandal Revenue Officer or Tahsildar Revenue Officer in different states. So he is the head of the Patwaris. He supervises the work. He resolves the land disputes and gives the caste certificates. You all know. There is an important objective question, friends. When did Hindu women got equal rights on the father's property? That is only in 2005. Earlier, they did not have the equal rights, friends. They only had limited ownership status. So, this 2005 Act has abolished the limited owner states has given the equal opportunity for women. So, this Hindu Succession Amendment Act not just strictly applies for Hindus but also applies for Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs also. So, what is the structure of public services in revenue administration? At the lowest level at the village, there is Patwari or VRO. At the Mandal or Tahsil level, Tahsildar, and at the highest level, District Revenue Officer, who is generally a rank of IS. So, give your comments, friends. Let's pool our knowledge. This is an important question I wanted you to answer. What are the challenges being faced by our police in their duties? How to reduce them? Friends, don't write this as a general citizen. I want you to deal this in the perspective of a UPSC aspirants, which is called, the issue is called police reforms. Know about police reforms. I want you to Google these four things and have a reading. I don't want you to put, to copy all these 4 points in the answer. Don't read all these things and don't just copy into your answer. I want you to understand what Padmanabhaya committee has suggested, what Malimat committee suggested, what has Supreme Court ordered in this Prakash Singh case, what has Second Administrative Reforms Commission has suggested in police reforms. I want you to read all these four things on Google and then try to answer this question. I'll be giving the feedback. By this, you will be pooling your knowledge. So I don't want you to be passive aspirant, but I want you to be proactive, right? You should read these things and learn how to put that huge knowledge into a 150 words question within a span of 10 minutes. So take the quiz on this lesson right now, real time. Go to this t.me telegram set syllabus coach and finally give the quiz and know your ranks with other aspirants. Compete daily. So thank you aspirants, all the best. If you like this video, subscribe and also share this to your friends and aspirants. So the upcoming lessons are right there. So next lesson is urban administration. So thank you friends. That's it.